Find the equation of the normal to the curve, y equals x squared minus 3x plus 5 at x equals 1. Wants to write it in the form y equals mx plus c. I'm going to show you how to do this both by hand and using your calculator. So by hand, because they've only given us the x coordinate, we need to find the y coordinate first. So we're going to go y equals and sub our x value into our original equation. 3 times 1 plus 5, of course, is 1 minus 3 plus 5. So negative 2 plus 5 gives us an answer of 3. So we now have a point on our curve, which is x is 1, y is 3. Once we have the point, then we need to know the slope at that point in order to figure out the equation of the normal. So we need to find our derivative. So we're going to bring the 2 down in front, take 1 away from the exponent. I'm going to write the 1. You don't have to. I'm just going to write it there so you can see. 3, the derivative of x is just 1, and the derivative of a constant is 0. You can skip this step. I just want to show you where all of those numbers came from. You can just go right to the simplified version, which is 2x minus 3. So we can find our slope now at x equals 1 by subbing 1 into our derivative. So 2 minus 3 is negative 1. So this is what we would use to find the equation of a tangent, but because it wants us to find the equation of a normal, remember a normal is perpendicular. So we need to find our perpendicular slope in order to use in our equation. Remember, the perpendicular slope is just the negative reciprocal of our original slope. So because this was negative, it's going to become positive. So I'm going to write that there. Again, you don't have to. I just want to demonstrate it. And the reciprocal of 1 is just 1. So this one has a perpendicular slope of plus 1. Now that we have our point and our perpendicular slope, we can find the equation to the normal. So we're going to go y, oops, I want to use a different color, sorry. We're going to go y minus our y coordinate, which is 3, equals our slope, which is 1. Again, you don't need to write it, but I'm just going to, for this video, x minus 1. So this is the slope point form. Tells us our slope, tells us our point. Always best to start in this form and then change to whatever they want you to. So they want us to change to y equals mx plus c. Well, because there's just a 1 up front, really the only thing we need to do is add this 3 to both sides. So we get an answer, final answer of y equals x plus 2. So we can also do this with our calculator. Let me just circle that so we can keep an eye on it. So we're going to go into graph. The first thing you need to check before you can do anything, you're going to go shift setup, and you're going to make sure that derivative is turned on. If it's turned on, it's good. If it's not turned on, make sure you turn it on. We're going to exit out of there. So here we're going to put in our equation, the very first normal equation, that x squared minus 3x plus 5. Remember, always use the x under the alpha key. So x squared minus 3x plus 5. So once I have it entered, I'm just going to hit the execute button twice so that it'll graph it. My graph is kind of has a weird scale here, so I'm just going to reset that. I'm going to go to V window, set it to standard, which is just going to reset everything to -10, +10. And then we can draw my graph again. So now to find the normal, we're going to go to sketch, which is F4. And you can see there's a normal button here. So we're going to do the sketch of the normal. So right now it's trying to find the normal at x equals 0. We don't want that. We want it at x equals 1. So on your keypad, you're just going to hit 1. And it's going to say, you want x equals 1. So you're going to go, yes, that's what I want. Check and make sure it changed here. So you can see we did have this point correct. says when x is 1, y is 3. Tells us that our derivative at this point is -1, which is also what we got here. And if I hit enter again, it will draw the normal line there. And you can see it tells us our equation on this left side here is y equals x plus 2. There you go. How to find the normal equation by hand and using your calculator.